Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Mira, we discussed this.
Discussed what, Padre?
It's not funny.
It is.
I don't find it funny.
Fine. How are you today, Dr. Schmidt? I see that the eczema on the end of your nose finally cleared up. And also, I have done a terrible, sinful thing.
Better. And it would be even better still if you didn't spend so much time thinking about my nose.
And why is that?
My nose should not be your distraction. My nose and last year's eczema outbreak, which did, yes, finally clear up, thank you. But what I mean is, let's not let the skin on my nose be another avoidance technique for the terrible thing you... I mean, an avoidance of the thing that you think is so terrible, which you might have done. I mean, why don't we all just stop thinking about my nose so you can tell me why you're reaching out again? Mira, it would help me in my decision if you would try and give me a sense of why you think now is a time to come back to therapy.
Fine. No more nose talk. I see that it makes you uncomfortable, which is interesting. I am curious why, but yes. I did not reach out to talk about your nose. So let's just check that off the list. But the thing that we are here for, Dr. Schmidt, and the reason I would like you to take me back as a client is I need to confess that I used another human being for my own pleasure. I rode someone else's body like it was my own private toy or a pony with no concern for how they felt or what they thought. I had sex with someone who I am not sure I even like, and I did it totally and 100% for me.
Oh, okay. I understand the whole thing now.
What? What do you understand? Steve, if you understand anything at all, for heaven's sake, share it with me immediately.
I understand the priest thing now, Mira. Do you want some kind of absolution for having sex just for fun?
Yes, Stephen. It's a knee-jerk desire. Had good sex, feel big guilt.
I can only offer you understanding, Mira. And even that, as I have said before, I can't really give that to you. I can only walk through it with you toward a better understanding of life over time.
Over time?
Yes.
After many, many years?
Sometimes.
At $150 for 45 minutes?
Yes, Mira. Those are the givens.
Chasing problems with no clear solutions.
Your least favorite thing.
Yeah. But you know, Steve, if this works out, I mean, if you're willing to have me back, I would be paying you good money. So maybe you could just this once, for fuck's sake, play act for me and say like, oh, my child, tell me your sins.
As we discussed last year when we broke off our sessions, that would be, again, that would be unprofessional. And if that is what you need, Mira, seriously, why don't you just go to church?
Well, Steve, you know why. Because I'm afraid I'm bursting into flames as I walk through the doors.
Why don't we look at why you had sex with a person whom you wish you didn't have sex
recently
with?
Or cumulatively?
Which time frame is bothering you more?
Recently. Like in the last few weeks, I have hurt a dear friend by having sex with her brother.
Oh.
Mostly like just straight up missionary position. But what was really remarkable about it was how much sex that we had and how his erection just didn't falter in the middle of it the way, you know, sometimes men my age, well, it's a circulation thing. So compared to a cumulative lifetime of crazy sex, it wasn't.
I meant, Mira, I meant You know what I meant. How did you hurt your friend?
Yes, I know what you meant, but I don't know the answer. And I really, like, seriously hate not knowing the answer. But this just doesn't add up. I mean, I know you're going
You
to
can't
say
control other
control
people's
other people's
behavior.
behavior. But my behavior is fully in my control. And I have been, like, not exactly, but very close to lying to someone that I care about. I mean, definitely, like, sneaking around just so that I can have more sex with this man.
But who are you sneaking around on?
Meg.
Your friend from high school?
My friend from life. I knew that she would be out of town bringing cupcakes to some wedding upstate. And the second that she told me, I hung up the phone. I called her brother and I told him to get his butt on a train and I would meet him on Amtrak because he still can't figure out the damn city. And I told him not to bring the dog, but he brought the dog. And Spot is like such a cute puppy, but like still, I mean, it's impossible to have, any kind of good sex in New York City with a super cute puppy in an apartment.
He named his dog Spot? Really? Is he actually spotted?
He did, and yes, the dog is. And you know how much I love clarity. But we took a walk in the park, and when he called his spotted dog Spot, I felt this wave of embarrassment. Like I was hooking up with a Neanderthal with like no sense of irony. I mean, no concept of how unsimple, how painfully layered every moment of life can be. And I was doing it just because, God, the sex was good. It was good. Like dancing again with an old friend who's been away for so many years. And my dancing days are numbered. I mean, even just alone in the shower, like my body is not gonna keep on doing the particular, oh, yes, baby, yes, kind of dance for very much longer.
Would you like to maybe see another therapist about this particular matter?
Oh, Stephen, suck it up.
Oh, it's not the it's okay. It's some of it is the sex, but you want answers, Mira. You want definites. Last year when we parted,
When you fired me as your client, which was very unchristian of you, Father Schmidt.
Mira, I have left the church. I gave up the church years ago. But Mira, in our sessions, it became clear what you were really looking for from our sessions was clear and straight lines. And what you wanted from me was a list of academic or philosophical excuses and pardons to justify the things you think you did wrong.
No, I wasn't.
You called me your Jesuit jukebox.
Mostly for the alliteration.
There are no absolutes, Mira.
Would it help if I said sex with Abel was a religious experience?
It would help both of us if you would stop making so many jokes about the things that cause you pain. Something's bothering you. Enough that you think you need me or some much larger entity than me that I represent to forgive you. But, and I've said this before, Mira, I am not magic. And you haven't done me wrong, so I have no need to forgive you. And what I'm hearing is an adult woman had sex with an adult man, and now...
I know. You're so right. Abel and I have both been adults for a very, very, like a really very long time now. Oh. I am sorry, Steve. You said no jokes. But everything about my midlife sex life feels terribly funny and just a little bit horrible. Life is not infinite. I am okay with that. Infinity is cumbersome. It screws up the exactitude of the equation. And Jesus, I thought that my days of boom chicka wow wow were fun and done, along with the giant, mess boom chicka wow wow wrecks on your relationships. I mean, okay, I love Meg for life. I've built a large part of my life inside the walls of the not even a little bit sexy love that Meg and I share with each other. And for some reason, suddenly, all I want to do is drive my sex car into the walls of our friendship and ruin it all over again.
And why is it okay that your friend Meg has an opinion on your sex life?
Oh, well, Meg has an opinion on everything, so it just goes with the territory. And some of her very firmly held opinions are very randomly generated. And how great is that? I mean, how much would I love to have actual, firm, unfailing opinions that don't give a shit if they're not grounded, weighed down by boring facts and realities. But me, proofs. I love proofs. I live for proofs. And all I've ever got, variables. So I admire Meg's certainty in the face of it all. And I love the way that woman has devoted her life to making the perfect macaroon. I love that she is 10,000% sure that bowling is bad and baked goods are good. I am on the fence about both of those things. And I want to keep having sex with her brother because that man has got all the right circulation happening. And when he sends that feeling into me, I am telling you, the top of my head, it just feels like it's a nothing.
Wait, Mira. Stop.
Now. Stop. Now. I'm on a roll, Stephen. And I am only stopping now if you are having an epiphantic insight into my suddenly slutty midlife sex life.
Again.
Again. What? No, there's no again, Steve. This is my first midlife slut crisis.
You said again that you were going to ruin your friendship with Meg all over again.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh. Well, I may have slept with her dead husband.
When?
Before she met him.
Oh.
And the night she met him.
Oh.
And the night of the day the doctors told him his cancer was stage 4. And Meg was like being who she's always been at her restaurant until 3 a.m. She was focused on the macaroons and she didn't pick up her phone. And so he came to me and we cried and I held on to him. And we had a history of great and amazing boom chicka wow wow. So the pathway was already there and now he was going to die. And he did die like 4 months later. But that night, like 5 years ago, Saul just wanted to live a little while longer in a body that was still capable of pleasure. And I don't think it mattered a giant deal to him that it was me on the other end of the pleasure. He just wanted to feel like he wasn't dying so damn quickly. Oh my God. I've never said those words out loud. Never. Not to anyone. Oh God. Steve, do you smell that?
Mira, it's a Zoom call.
Yeah. But Steve, this is the theoretical smell of me bursting into flames. I mean, surely you were imagining the metaphoric brimstone and sulfur creeping up from hell to pull me under.
No, Mira, I am not. And you're not either. And I don't think that you think that any of this is actually funny.
What? It's hysterical. I mean, Saul loved me, but not like he loved Meg. And I liked him like a lot, as a friend that I had sex with, but never as much as I liked Meg, as a friend that I did not sleep with. And then when Meg and Saul started getting serious, he and I, well, we just said nothing about our history and everything was fine.
And is it fine now?
Meg has a complex relationship with her family, and I have always liked watching it from the sidelines without getting my feet dirty in their muck. They're the reason I went into math. Like, I liked looking at their life as if it was data science.
Really? How would that even work?
Well, so in high school, I would assign a numerical value to each of the shitty things that they did to each other. Her mom got like 10 points when she locked Meg out of the house because she came home late after curfew. I mean, Meg scored like maybe 30 when she told a joke about Abel wetting the bed as a kid.
Was it such a terrible joke?
No, but I gave her 3 points for each time that she told it. Oh my God. I am a cold-hearted bitch. That was their lives. And numbers don't lie. I scored 1,000 the night I slept with Saul.
These are not naturally occurring values, Mira. You're assigning them yourself based on your own criteria.
Then what does that mean?
But you're pulling the numbers out of your ass. Your data, as you call it, is thoroughly corrupted by your own opinion. So let's talk about why you have those opinions.
She's never going to forgive me.
Forgiveness is overrated.
Yes. But wait, what? What happened to forgive and forget? What happened to turn the other cheek?
Why would you forget this? And really, whose forgiveness do you need?
Hers.
Yours. Maybe instead of scoring 1,000 on the cold-hearted bitch scale, you comforted a man, a dear friend, facing certain death, who found himself isolated and alone with the fact of it for too long.
No. It really did feel like that at the time. But over time, it started to feel terrible. And now that Abel and I,
Boom, chicka wow wow.
boom, chicka wow wow. Yes, exactly. Now it feels horrible and bad and ugly all over again. And I hate the feeling of it. And on top of that, like, I absolutely hate that my feeling about what happened can change. The event, Steve, the event didn't change. Why should the way that I feel about it change?
Because it does. Because we're all constantly healing.
But I'm healing in reverse. I feel worse about this than I did when it happened. And I'm chewing myself up inside, like right next to my new flowering lust for Abel. There's this poisonous feeling that I am truly a bad person, doing terrible things, failing repeatedly to live by the standards of morality that I have set up for myself. And also that I am going to hell.
Mira, there is this nose that we both know. And it sits on the face of a person trying very hard to understand his place in the world as well as the place of all the people he loves.
A good nose on a good man.
Well, yes, thank you. But the skin on this damn nose continually erupted. It oozed and hurt and broke into the worst kind of pain. This nose, we both know, greeted the world with sorrow over every single mistake the man ever made.
And how did the man get his nose to move away from these sorrows and start healing?
Well, prescription cortisone played a major role in the healing of this particular nose. But recognizing the context of those mistakes and why they were made brought the rest of the man some peace, at least enough to stop the nose from bursting into flames of eczema. Getting older helped too.
The body doesn't work that way, Steve. It only gets worse.
Right. I know. But the person inside the body improves over time. And maybe stop seeing everything as the absolutes imposed on us when the body was younger. Mira, I think very highly of you. And I'm sorry that I cut you off so abruptly last year, but I could not keep you as a client because but really, Mira, I wanted to be a priest. And you have every right to think that's funny, but I didn't. I love God. And when I was a part of this church, I had a direct and clear relationship with him. And I loved living in a world where everyone else did too. Leaving my community was the biggest failure of my life. I was willing to make the physical sacrifices, but I never really could convince myself to believe in the absolutes. It was just too hard for me to accept all the answers to the structure of the universe and how we should behave in it had already been decided and just had to be memorized. Because there are variables, Mira. And like it or not, there are infinite ways of looking at all things. And so finally, cowardly or heroically, I broke away. I took an easier path. Sorry, no, that's not it. I took a path that's more appropriate for my way of being a living, breathing person. And I know I do good in the world. Sometimes I go to mass, but still I feel like a refugee from a world that crumbled away to nothing. And I carry that loss like a wound. And I know you think my history with the church is very funny.
No, not when you say it like that.
Good. Because I'm glad you called. And I would like to walk with you on this path you've set out for yourself and help you where I can. Let's say Wednesdays at noon.
Does that mean, Steve, are you unfiring me?
Yes, I can meet you Wednesdays at noon if you'd like, but I am on vacation 2 of the 4 weeks next month. And you know, I have in-person hours now too.
Yeah. Oh, in person, maybe, like soon. Not yet. Can I tell you when I'm ready for that?
Yes.
And just for clarity, no priest jokes?
Well, yes, Mira, I'd prefer it if you didn't.
Got it. Okay. No problem. And Stephen, in all seriousness, I am terribly sorry for last year. If I had had any idea that I was injuring you, I would have not.
Understood. Thank you. And we're moving on. I'll see you next week. We'll take a good, long, serious look at your exciting new midlife boom chicka wow wow.
Did you write that in your notes?
No, I did not.
You should write that in your notes.
Will do.
Good. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. And I will see you next Wednesday.